Oh, it's not there. Oh, we're having technical problems now, but that's okay. My theme music just wouldn't come up. It's not there, it's not there, but I'm here. And that's what's important. Ask Dave Fennoy anything rides again on this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, Facebook Live. A reminder that all the Ask Dave Fennoy's Anythings live on my YouTube channel, Dave Fennoy Voiceover Training. If you're interested in voiceover lessons, you can visit my website, davefennoy.com, click on the little Study VO banner, and you will reach me and be able to sign up for all the lessons you want. 1, 5, 10, 20. I'm not going to go to a 50-pack, I don't think. Anyway, enough about that. I posted today on Facebook a picture of my studio. Several people have been asking me, and some had asked me on Ask Dave Fennoy Anything if I would post. I'm going to post one here now. It's the same picture, just to give you a look at what it looks like inside my studio. I have 2 mics set up that I can push a button and switch between them. My Sennheiser 416 and my Neumann TLM 103. You can see I have a Bluetooth keyboard and touchpad that's connected to the computer that you're looking at me through now, my iMac that sits just outside the studio at my desk. I have an Apollo quad for my interface and preamp, and most of the time I'm using Twisted Wave, although I have Pro Tools, but Pro Tools more often than not is overkill. Oh, and there's a few little medicines over there that when my throat is messed up, I can, take those. Anyway, enough of that. Let's say hello to my guest. I'm going to find out some things, but I found out something about him that I didn't know, that he is from my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. So let's say hello to Stefan Johnson. What's going on, man?
What's
Homeboy.
going on, Dave? Hey, what's going on, boss? I appreciate you inviting me into your virtual home. It's going to be a blast, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. But we're going to talk Cleveland here first. We'll get into voiceover in a minute. Where in Cleveland are you living?
I'm currently technically in South Euclid, but I was born in the heart of Cleveland, actually on Huff Avenue.
Oh, I know about Huff Avenue.
81st and Huff.
See, you
Yes,
were
sir.
just a wink and a wiggle when this happened, but I grew up there. I was born and raised in Cleveland, and I was there when the riots happened. And Huff was a tough neighborhood, and I was just back there in September for a high school reunion, and it's really a shame what has happened to Cleveland. If you're downtown, you're cool. If you get past 120th up in the suburbs, you're cool. But Cleveland proper, man.
Yeah, it's gotten rough, unfortunately. It's been, hikes in crime. It's just, I don't know, it's a sad thing to say. Like, I used to walk up and down the streets, even just recently, I used to walk down the streets, back in high school with like an amp on my back, guitar in my hand, and I didn't worry about anything. And that was like back in 2008, right? But just in the last, 15 years or whatever it is, things have just it's gotten to the point where I drive down the streets and I lock my door. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's Cleveland.
I found myself driving from the suburbs to downtown, and in between 120th and about 8th Street, everything was burned out, unless it was Case Western Reserve, Cleveland Clinic. Let me ask you this. You're a performer. Did you ever spend any time at Karamu House?
I've seen a lot of friends there. I got into like the more on camera, on stage kind of a thing very late in my life. But I have a bunch of friends who ended up graduating from like the School of the Arts, and had almost residencies at the Karamu House. They were just there every performance, and so therefore I'll be there almost every performance supporting them.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, not from Cleveland, this is kind of inside baseball here, but in the Black community in Cleveland, Karamu House was the center for training in all kinds of arts, whether it was theater, music, dance, sculpture, painting, poetry, writing. And my parents sent me there early in life to introduce me to the arts. And every black actor from Cleveland that you see in movies and on TV probably spent some time at Caramoo House.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Well, let's talk about you now and your career. You are doing voiceover at a high professional level in Cleveland, Ohio. What's that like?
Well, I mean, the thing is that just thank God for the internet, because all these opportunities are open to me now. Granted, I am voicing quite a few things here in my great city. I've done stuff for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Destination Cleveland, which is like our tourist kind of committee here. I've done things for local city hall here, and of course, number of businesses here and there. So it's just the hustle. It's just the hustle.
Okay, because when I started in this business, there was no way you were going to have a career in Cleveland. And let me ask you this now: food critic, internet food critic, and I've watched your stuff, man. It is so entertaining. It is so fun, and it's the people's food. You're not going to the 5-star restaurants and, well, let me see what the brioche is like here. Oh no, too crispy. You're checking out Doritos and hot wings, burgers and fries, pizza, and how'd that get started?
Accident completely. I had to rewind it back to like the beginning of the pandemic. So basically, everything shut down. As you may know, I'm also into music. I'm in a couple bands, and when the pandemic started,
you're a bass player, right?
No, bass player. Yes, sir. My babies are somewhere over there. But basically, everything shut down. I had a lot more free time. Of course, I'm still doing VO, but I had a lot more free time. People kept talking about TikTok, this app. I got on there, made a bunch of videos, and then one of the first ones that really took off was me randomly doing a countdown of my top 5 favorite French fries. And so many people disagreed with me. It's just like the video went viral just so people can kind of argue with me over it. And I was like, okay, I might be onto something. So I just made a follow-up video, top 5 breakfast sandwiches, and it just spiraled and it became my online identity accidentally.
And you just kept it up.
I kept it up just because it's one of those things. Food is one of those things that I feel that people can have, fun debates about, almost heated debates, but they won't be, they won't want to slit
not
your
like
throat.
our political debates now.
You know what I mean? It's
You
like,
disagree with me, I gotta kill you.
Exactly. It's not arguing about religion or politics or anything like that. Food is one of those things we can have friendly debates, even semi-heated debates without going overboard,
Yeah, unless you've got a rabid vegetarian and an only eat meat eater, and that even politically, there was some politician or religious, so-called religious leader that said something about eating vegetable food was somehow going to change our DNA and make us weaker or something. But there have been vegetarians forever. It's
Exactly.
insanity. It's insanity. So,
Always.
we'll get there at time. How'd you get started in voiceover?
Well, it kind of started in high school. My voice has been about like this since I was about in 7th grade. So it come time for me to go to high school, 9th grade. I'm auditioning for like plays and band and whatever else. And the same woman who is in charge of drama club, Miss Overton, she is also in charge of the morning announcements. So she was like, hey, you have this great voice. Have you ever thought about doing something with it? You should do our morning announcements. I'm like, sure. So I ended up doing the morning announcements all through high school. And then came time to graduate. I was a slacker. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then our guidance counselor was like, hey, you have this voice, you should get into radio. There's this broadcasting school here in Ohio, at the time called Ohio Center for Broadcasting. Now it's Ohio Media School. So I checked out the curriculum. It was like a 1-year crash course. Got into it, completed it, thought I wanted to do radio. Then I realized I didn't have enough to say really to get into radio. But while there...
Now, were you thinking about talk radio?
I was thinking about talk radio. I was
Okay.
thinking about like being like a Ricky Smiley kind of a thing, maybe an Alan Cox or something like that.
So you weren't interested in being you didn't want to spin music. You wanted to share information. You just didn't feel like you had enough information to share.
Essentially. And plus, I didn't take a lot of things seriously back then. I was in a couple bands that were pretty popular around the city. I thought I had a great job as a manager at a Pizza Hut. I thought I was living life. You know what I mean? So I was
It's all
content. I was
perspective. It's
content.
all
You know what I
perspective.
mean? But again, while I was in school, I discovered voiceover, and I kind of thought about that being a potential avenue to go down. But then I realized that a few years later, I hated my job, and I wasn't still at Pizza Hut. I kept making progressive movements, and at the time I was like a supervisor at a call center. But I realized I still hate my job. Every job I've had since Pizza Hut, I've hated my job. What's going on? And then I remembered that I had this inkling of voiceover, and I have this instrument right here. Let me learn how to use it. Long story short, got some training, built a studio. Got some demos, and here we are. Been doing it full time for about 3 years.
So, and now the training was at.
I trained with the Global Voice Acting Academy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So now getting into the kinds of jobs that you've been getting, have some national accounts. Uh, did that come because of, say, the food TikTok thing, or?
Yeah, it actually did because SBV, my agent, they found me, which is a
Sutton
rarity,
Barth and
in our
Benari?
industry. You got it exactly.
That was my first agent in LA.
Really.
Yeah, yeah.
Small little world, small little world. And yeah, so they found me online, which is a rarity. They reached out to me, which usually we, as voice actors, send an email or send materials and pray to God we get a call or email back. But they actually emailed me. It was like, hey, we love your stuff online. We see that you're a voice actor. Let's talk. And then I ended up talking with Jessica, who's amazing. I almost cussed there because I want to say she's freaking amazing. But she told me about what they do, and of course, I already knew them. I already knew their name, of course, because they are pretty big in our industry.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I got with them through social media, and then I ended up getting all these national accounts through them. So, yeah, technically through social media.
Well, there you go. There you go. So one thing can lead to another. Whatever you're doing that is interesting to you, that perhaps you can build an audience from, can be a stepping stone to something else. And I'm just going to say, we have similar stories with SBV. I took a workshop in San Francisco, a weekend workshop, in 1989, and one of their agents taught the workshop, and at the end of it, she said, "You know what? You're pretty talented. If you ever move to Los Angeles, we'd love to represent you." The difference in our stories is I had to move to Los Angeles.
I'm a beneficiary of the times. I'll never deny that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your social media. And also, while I'm saying that, if you've got questions for Stefan Johnson, now's the time to start putting them in, and I will start looking at some of those in just a few moments. You were just at a voiceover convention, and you did a presentation on using social media. And since it was a voiceover convention, I wasn't there, but I'm assuming that it was how voice actors can use social media to promote themselves. And what were some of the key points of that presentation?
Well, a few of the points were that I know a lot of the old guard, and that's with any industry, is kind of wary of social media. But I just kind of stress the fact that it's becoming a necessary evil, if you still believe that it is evil, just because it's everywhere and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And why wouldn't you use it? Because it's free marketing, branding, and networking. And then I also made it a point to mention that if you want to be a voice actor who grows your platform for the sake of your voiceover career, you don't have to always make voiceover content. Like, look at me. 98% of my content is food related, and I continue to book jobs, not even like agency jobs. It's like people, like companies reaching out to me just because they hear my voice weekly talking about cakes and cookies. You know, I'm booking voiceover work off talking about Twinkies and Snickers. It's the most limited, it's the most chaotic thing. You know what I mean? But it's the reality. I woke up to some emails this morning about, hey, saw your breakdown on the top five burger chains. Love your voice. Let's work. Here we go.
There you go. And
Yeah.
now, I noticed in your bio, you have thousands of YouTube followers, Instagram followers, but millions of TikTok followers.
Yes, sir.
Not being a social media maven, how does that work? Why so many more on TikTok, and what is the benefit of that for you?
Well, TikTok was the first platform I really went all in on. Just because TikTok was the new thing during COVID, during the peak of the pandemic, it was just super hot, and everyone was at home, just basically scrolling TikTok because they had nothing else to do. So I really just jumped on it right there where when the irons were hot, and grew that platform by the millions. I think I was at 3 million already on TikTok before I even considered taking Instagram or YouTube or Twitter seriously. So if I would have started all of them at the same time, then I probably would have been a little more even. But yeah, TikTok was just that forerunner as far as my priority was during COVID.
Okay, and I know that there are gamers out there that have enough viewers on, say, YouTube, that they are getting paid. Do you make money from advertisers who, want to advertise on your TikTok, YouTube, so forth?
100%. Yeah, I get brand deals just about monthly. I just wrapped up one with Buffalo Wild Wings, where basically the brand deals work. Basically, I make a video featuring their, product or talking about an upcoming campaign, and they do take care of you. Helps things be very comfortable in life, just because of
helps things get very comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm just going to grab some random comments here. Cheers, beers, and beards from Savannah, brother Dave. All right, Jeff, what's going on? Let's see. Hey, Roy B. Yokelson, Stefan, turn on direct monitor. I'm hearing slap echo. Is anybody else hearing slap echo? Ordinarily, I'd be hearing it too if it was there. I'm not hearing it. But thanks for that note in case that is in fact happening. Jim Frank, love the godlike echo from Stefan. Oh, man.
Oh, really?
It's not echoing with me, and I am sorry that people are getting slapback echo. Maybe I'll turn you down here. Maybe it's coming through me. And how about if I put my headphones on and let's see, is that going to work? That might work there.
We'll see. Yeah, I think I have my direct monitor. Again, this is a brand new studio. I literally moved in here last week, so I might have some wires crossed, some settings crossed.
Okay,
so
well,
apologies.
I'm glad I looked at that, and I was asking for questions, but I got technical. Just got back from Voice One Dallas. Hello again, Stefan.
Hello again, Grace.
And
See ya.
Bunch of good people down there. Let's see. J.J. Johnson, a legend in the radio business. My friend Johnny on 137 stopped letting me walk home late at night, a mere block away about 20 years ago. I was in theater, including A Raisin in the Sun at Karamu from 1955 to 1963. And JJ, we may have been in some classes together at Karamu. I have actually, you're a little older than me. I don't think I was there then, but yeah, Karamu House, man, great memories. What's the Ocean Low? The Nutter Butter Cakesters were delicious.
Oh man, my reputation precedes me. All right, very good.
Well, tell me about the Nutter Butter Cakesters.
Okay, so one of my more recent little social media campaigns were to, well, let me ask you this, Dave. Do you remember the Oreo Cakesters? They were like kind of big years ago, maybe like early 2000s.
No, missed it.
No. Yeah, okay. So they were pretty big back in the day. And me being the snack guy on TikTok, I kind of take it upon myself to, talk about these snacks from our yesteryear and nostalgia, things like that. And one that really picked up when I mentioned it were the Oreo Cakesters. So long story short, I made a series of videos basically asking Oreo to bring back this beloved snack that everyone loved, and they actually did it. They actually brought back the snack, and then they
You
made Nutter Butter Cakesters to go along with it. So that's just kind of like a testament to the power of social media,
so
and that's where that comment comes from.
I was going to say, I don't know, maybe you should run for office, that kind of power. This man can get things done.
We'll see. We'll see what happens come 2024. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Johnny Carswell, what an inspirational story. Good for you. Keep it up. Absolutely. Buddy of mine, Theo Mezzacapo, loves Stefan's TikToks, always so entertaining, even though I disagree with him about pumpkin pie.
Oh my God. So Dave, let me ask you: are you a pumpkin pie person or a sweet potato pie person?
Oh, sweet potato.
That's why I like you, Dave. That's why I like you. That's why we're here. You know what I mean? There we go.
Let's see, Johnny had another comment here. I love how you're so giving of your history and understanding to other artists. Don La is smiling down on you, buddy. I'm not sure if that's for me or you. I'm going to assume it's for me because I knew Don and we were friends. But thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that comment. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Janet Peters. Hi, Dave. Welcome, Stefan. I'm all ears tonight, however. I'll be leaving early for an audition from my agent. Keep it going. Millions of TikTok followers. Holy moly, congrats. Woo! You know, we're going to get back to that, but wow, 7 million followers. And I, for some reason, thought that probably you had been doing this for 5 or 6 years or something like that. You started in the pandemic.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. And you know what? There's a lesson here because I know so many people in my family. What I always say about myself is I'm running as fast as I can to keep from falling too far behind. But I have watched over the years as new technologies came into voiceover. When I came to LA in 1990, pagers were a thing. Cell phones weren't a thing yet. It was 2 or 3 more years before you saw those first big block cell phones. And I didn't get one of those because I could get my pager, and there were, if I was riding around town going from studio to studio, I could go to a phone booth and make a call. And people your age, what's a phone booth? Phone booth? Huh?
I think there's one left in Cleveland. You know Tower City, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think the one remaining phone booth is just outside of Tower City, right on the side where May Company used to be.
Oh,
I
boy.
think that's the last existing phone booth, probably in Cleveland.
Yeah, but my point is technology and the world don't care about any of us as individuals. If you want to stay relevant, you need to stay relevant with the new technology, or at least as relevant as you can be, as up to date as you can be. I have seen guys that, nope, I'm not doing the phone, I'm not getting a home studio. I've been making, several $100,000 a year, and the industry just passed them by. And now they're crotchety old guys. Rah, 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 rah. Well, you know what? I'd rather not be a crotchety old guy. I want to be a happy old guy when I get old. So anyway, let me check out some other. Where were we? I was looking over here. Well, come back. There you are. Brandy Callie Gibson, can you speak on referencing popular brands for exposure versus not promoting a company without properly getting paid, brand deals? That is a very good question, because basically you're giving exposure out front. And you weren't doing this necessarily to get jobs. You were doing it because you were interested in doing it, and it has turned into sometimes getting jobs. I'm going to get your answer. I'm going to suspect the fact that you're interested in doing this, and you're doing it out of the love and fun of it, that it brings you an audience and brings you ultimately more business.
Essentially, yeah, because I'm a skinny fat guy. I love my snacks. I love my foods and things like that. So it's a natural conversation for me to have. Period. But the fact that some folks like what I do and they see the following I have and want to take care of me so I can mention their products in my videos, I'm more than happy to. But one thing I always do is before I speak positively of any product, I always make sure it's something that I do genuinely like. I've been reached out to by companies to talk about their products, but sometimes they're products I actually don't like. Like Chips Ahoy reached out before. I'm not a fan of Chips Ahoy, so I didn't take the deal. What was the name of the other one? Church's Chicken reached out one time. I'm not a fan of Church's Chicken, so I didn't take the deal. They were offering to pay good amounts of money, but I'm like, if I wouldn't eat it, why would I tell my followers to eat it? So you got to kind of ride that line and be honest with yourself. You know what I mean?
I think that makes a lot of sense. Picking up a few more here. Oh boy, let's just go back to that screen. J Horace Black. Hey. No, it sounds good on my. Okay, well that's an old comment from. Good. And scrolling down. Theo again. TikTok has a great voice acting community on there. It's the reason I decided to start using the app. But you're gonna make me do TikTok now. No, well,
You'll have fun. You'll have fun, I assure you.
Sometimes the best advice comes from somebody not you. If you were just gonna say from what you know of Dave Fennoy, what would you suggest? The kinds of things you would think, oh, Dave Fennoy, you'd be good at this on TikTok.
Well, I think you'd be good at the educating off a rip because there's like three separate brackets of like TikTok voice acting TikTok. There's the educators who tell you more about the industry. There's like the entertainers who like will show you like the behind the scenes of like what they do. Like they'll maybe bring you in the booth and record copy and then like do like little mock reads like a lot of us do. And then there's the folks that just kind of just freestyle like I do. Like even like I'll do like commentary of like funny videos and stuff like that. There's several different ways. I see you as an educator, but I think we could pull some of that comedian and some of that funny out of you too. You know what I mean? Because it's there. You do it every day. So
that comedy thing, I did a lot on the radio when I was a morning jock up north. But
got you.
The real comedians, man.
Yeah.
When you're on the radio, you can tell the joke and go on into the next song or commercial and whatnot, and imagine that people are laughing. When you're on the stage, they might not be laughing. All right, got a tech question for you. What is your mic chain or studio setup?
Well, mine actually, like I said, I just moved, so I just got a whole new thing. Well, the chain is pretty much the same except for the booth. Well, I'm running a Mac, usually between my Sennheiser 416 or my TLM 103 into my Universal Audio Apollo Twin, into Adobe Audition, and my booth now is a Studio Bricks VO Edition.
That's the one thing I'm jealous of those people getting in the business now is I have a whisper room. I love my whisper room. It works great. But the Studio Bricks is very, very cool.
They're nice. I put it together myself. You know what I mean?
Because it's easy.
It's easy. That's why I gotta admit, I'm lazy.
Room, God.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't.
All right, Mike Saporkin. Stefan, did you know Dave's hosting a video game workshop this coming Sunday? You should join.
I did not know that, and actually, I was talking to a bunch of buddies at the convention this past weekend that like two of my weak spots, and I'll be completely transparent and open with this, is my character work and my conversational reading. So I was talking about it's about time for me to start coaching again, and I may have to hit you up on that. I got to make sure what time it is, but that would be interesting if there's available room.
Okay. All right. And Linda Baker, how did you decide on sharing snacks for content and getting your voice heard?
I mean, it's a easy conversation for me to have. I'm a snacker, I'm an eater, and it creates conversation. And the one thing about the internet is the more conversation going on your posts, the more these algorithms these social media platforms have are going to push you out more. So the food content creates a conversation. It's a conversation I genuinely want to be a part of, and I'm a beneficiary because with us voice actors, we talk for a living. So I put my voice out there. I make sure when I'm presenting this content, I kind of turn it on a little bit. You know what I mean? I make sure that it's very clear that I speak for a living, and people notice and they want to hire me.
Well, there you go. And I think it's interesting, and I don't know if you did this on purpose or just happened to be an accident, but I've heard business people say the simplest things, the things that people need every day, are the best businesses to get in. And everybody's got to eat. They might
Yes.
not need to eat the cookies and
Yeah.
wings but they want to eat them. So
Yeah.
it just makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
Terry Briscoe, hey Dave, Stefan, good to see you, brother. Still being so early in your career, but having such success already. Are you finding that a man with a depth of his voice that you possess, that there is a good amount of work available?
There is. Like me, I'm a busy voice actor. But one thing, another transparent moment, I know I can be busier. That's where, again, the coaching would come into play, where I start to work on my conversational reads, because I do very much lean into me being able to do that big, booming, authoritative voice of God kind of a thing. And that's a lot of the work I get. But I can just imagine how much more work I would get if I, kind of increase that range a little bit.
Well,
But to answer your question, yeah.
I'm just going to say this. I think part of the reason that you get the work is because your personality comes out, and so much of what the conversational read is being a real person.
Right.
Uh, and if you can do that, talking about things that people are interested in, you are a caricature, and I don't mean that in any negative way, but people can relate to you, and ultimately that's what that conversational read is. It's one person talking to another person instead of talking at.
True. True.
All right, let's see. Johnny Carswell again. It was mainly for you, Dave. I knew that. But Stefan is just as giving, and Don would have loved to meet him. Much Tishman and I read for a living. SBV love. I started as an agent with Tish, and then with Rita and Mary Lou. Yes, 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 yes.
Small
yes.
little world.
Small world. Um, I think Don would have liked you. I don't know if you know the legend of Don LaFontaine. You probably do. I wonder sometimes if the guys who are coming up now have any inkling of who he was and what a benefit he was to this business.
They better
Not,
know.
yeah, they better know. Because not only was he at the top of the game, top of the heat, the number one voiceover actor ever,
Yeah.
and I don't know if anybody can ever outdo him. This is a guy making $30,000-$40,000 a day,
Yeah.
doing promos and movie trailers. Um, Before home studios, he would take people in his limo, people who he might have considered competition for himself. He'd take them in his limo to his gigs and show them what he did. He was, we're all union members, and he would join the promo caucus. Went to New York with him a couple of times to negotiate our union rates. He was that kind of guy. He knew he was at the top of his game, but he was always humble, always willing to be a friend, always willing to help. All right, let's see what Jim Frank has. I'm 7 months deep into my VO career. That's all you are, Jim? Social media wise, where should I start to get my voice heard?
Um, if you're asking about platform, TikTok is by far the easiest platform to kind of grow a following on. Get on there. It's just something about their algorithm. If you're consistent, it's much easier to kind of go viral than it is Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. And then from there, once you build a following there, you can kind of cross pollinate. Promote your Instagram on your TikTok, promote your YouTube on your TikTok, and always make sure that you kind of every so often make it clear that you're a voice actor, no matter the kind of content you make. And then from there, I think you'll find a good little bit of traction starting.
Okay. Um, I don't know where this comment comes from. Stefan, What are you going to do if you ever become lactose intolerant in the future?
Soy milk, oat milk, peanut milk. The world will keep on spinning, I assure you.
You know, I have a little bone to pick there with that. Soy does not make milk.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh
almond.
yeah, it's just soy juice.
It's juice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, soy
juice.
juice.
It's not just because it's white, don't make it milk. Lord
I was just talking to someone about this. Yeah, it's a lie. They're selling lies in the dairy section. It's
Oh yeah,
awful.
but it is advertising, so you know. Trey. Oh,
Here we go. Here we
and
are.
so it begins.
Hey Trey, just let you know, I got the Traeger. I'm not sure you know our buddy Trey Mosley is a big barbecue guy. I ordered the Traeger tray. It's going to be here this Friday. I'm going to let you know. But yes, Chips Ahoy, they suck. And you can get off this feed if you don't agree, Trey. Bye.
Speaking of Traeger, I got a Traeger right outside there on my patio.
Do you?
Love it. I love smoking my meats and
Yes.
and other things too. I will do even vegetables on them. And
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like I've been a big griller these past 2 years or so. But Trey, I see him posting his videos and his photos of the Traeger, and I told him I'm gonna get one. As soon as I move, I'm gonna get one, and ordered it the day before yesterday, and it's coming Friday.
oh,
Joining the club.
so you're trying to keep up with the Mosleys.
Trying to keep up with the Mosleys. I got it on the barbecue game. There's no one better than the Mosley, so I'm trying.
Well,
to get up
I don't know.
there.
You haven't seen my barbecue game.
I have not. I have
You know.
to. I have to
I typically don't post those pictures, but I've got people I've taught how to barbecue
Oh, I
because
feel
my
it.
daddy. Now, when you were in Cleveland,
Gotcha.
was Ferris Barbecue still there?
I'm not hip to
Okay,
Ferris.
okay, that was back in the day. You way too
Gotcha.
young there, young fella.
I got you. Yeah, around now, I'm not sure if they were around when you were here, but like Hot Sauce Williams, B&M's, those are the big boys in town right now.
No, I didn't see him. So, Linda Baker again. Yes, do what you love or support what you have passion for, and work comes. And your TikTok is a good example. That is so true. I know over the years there have been times in my life that I was trying to make money. It never worked. If the point was making money, nothing. If I was doing something I love, the money just comes.
There it goes.
Janice Johnson Hunter, it was great meeting you at One Voice. I am Cleveland born and raised, but now living in Maryland. My 14-year-old is very proficient on TikTok. How can I direct him to help me build my VO business on that platform? See, I know what your problem is, Janice. You don't want to ask your kid because then it's giving up something. Giving up some power, some motherhood. Son, can you teach me how to do this?
You don't want to let them know you need them. Oh my God. No, I mean the easiest way would be like, let's say he has a following. You can create a page and ask him to shout you out. Or you can follow suit and kind of make the same type of content he's making and see if it works for you. Maybe you share a similar sense of humor, a sense of creativity, you know, because that's your seed. So maybe there's something there.
Oh boy, that's good advice. Good luck with that. Let's see. Oh yes, we have another. Trey says, "I pour cereal first, not milk." Is this a thing?
This is a thing. So, Dave, let me ask you: when you're eating a bowl of cereal, are you pouring your milk first or your cereal first?
I pour my cereal first.
No, I won't fault you for that, but I have broken this down several times on my page, and it's kind of a reoccurring joke. When you pour your milk first, your cereal stays crunchier longer because every bit of that cereal is not getting saturated with that milk immediately. When you put the cereal and let it sit on top, it stays fresher for longer because it's not all touching.
Well, Trey can only write this in, so I'm going to kind of give him your comment. How slow are you eating your cereal that your cereal is going to get soggy? I mean,
I like to savor. I like to savor and enjoy life. You know what I mean? I like to just, I'll read a book. You know what I mean? While I'm eating my bowl of cereal.
No offense, but you don't look like a guy that eats his dinner slow.
Very fair. Very fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
All right, Janet Peters. So advertising your voice is probably not a good idea on TikTok. Another must-have substance, not just a voice. Another must-have substance, not just a voiceover talent. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that meant. But her suggestion is you're not using TikTok to advertise your voice directly. Your voice is there, but you want to talk about something else, something that other people are also going to be interested in. And you know what? I don't know if you knew it or you lucked up on it, but food is a perfect topic.
For sure, for sure. Now, again, like I went into it just kind of thinking I was going to make some funny videos for my friends to see. I thought only anticipate my friends being mindful of my videos. I'm thinking
And
like
looky here, now you
content.
got 7 million plus friends.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a beautiful thing, and again, we have that luxury of the fact that our business is our voice. So as long as we're online talking, there's always the potential for buyers to listen and want to reach out to you.
Well, let me ask you this. I see all these ads for affiliate marketing. Is what you're doing any part of that, or do you just happen to kind of be an affiliate marketer by accident?
All accident. I've not attempted to be any kind of marketer aside from my VO marketing because like aside from me doing the TikTok thing, I still do my own daily voiceover marketing campaigns via email and social media, daily. That's the only marketing I do. I don't do anything else really actively.
Well, let me ask you this: outside of TikTok and the social media, what do you find the most effective marketing?
Outside of media and TikTok, I was always an email marketer. As far as like my career goes, I'll send like maybe somewhere between 25 and 50 emails a day, just depending on how busy I am that day. Never been a cold caller, even though I have a really good friend, Michael, who swears by cold calling. That's my main bread and butter, emails.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see and pull up another question here, and we might as well just switch back to that. J. Horace Black, are you using any plugins with your UA interface, like Avalon, C Suite, or things such as that, or everything just using AI UA only? Most importantly, congratulations on your amazing continual breakthrough success.
I appreciate you. No plugins at all. Plugins overwhelm me. I just like to have a clean chain and do any little bit of anything I do post, maybe a little bit of compression. That's really about it.
Yeah, you are kind of like me in that, and you know, I think most of the plugins are for people who don't feel like their voice has enough heft and body and volume,
For sure.
and that is not your issue at all. All right, Assad Shams. In Steve Blum's classes, he constantly emphasizes finding your own voice. How does one find their own voice, and what can you do to practice that voice?
One thing I do is I review a lot of tape. Like I listen to myself and watch my own videos often. Because I'm so baffled that people find me entertaining. I always make sure I review my content just to kind of maybe hone in on why people find me entertaining. But anyway, just to kind of bring it back to your question, um, try and just research yourself and just try and pinpoint why is my voice, why is my character different from Dave Fennoy or Stefan Johnson, and whatever that is, pinpoint it. And it's like an old wrestling trope is whatever makes you good in real life, turn it up to 12, and that'll be your wrestling character, and you'll make millions. Find what makes you unique, turn that up to 12, and that's your voice.
That is very good advice. I do a class on finding your signature voice. And one of the things that I have people do is record themselves in their natural habitat. When you're talking to your significant other, hanging with your boys or your girls, on phone conversations, not for necessarily anybody else to know about, but for you to be able to go back and hear what you sound like. Most of us have never really listened to our voices, which is why when we hear our voices recorded back for the first time, we're like, wow, is that me? Oh, I didn't know I sounded like that. Because we're not paying attention. We hear ourselves in our head voice.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you begin to get a sense of what you really sound like.
I actually had, it's funny, TikTok let me know that I had a lisp. I have a pretty prominent list that I have to fight through. Like you probably hear it all through this because I'm not fighting it like I usually do when I record.
I
had no
hear it,
idea.
but it's not really noticeable.
Yeah, but I had no idea I had one until TikTok. You know, when things started to really get popular, people were like, "Oh, wow, you have the cutest little lisp." I'm like, "Oh, how long? How do you be a voice actor with that lisp?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then I started really paying attention to my videos. I'm like, "I do have a lisp. My God," you know what I mean? So again, just a testament to kind of just reviewing your own tape, and you'll find something new. I reviewed that tape, and I'm like, "Wow, I found out I have a lisp."
Yeah.
But I'm making it work, I guess.
All right, Zach Hendricks. Your daddy wasn't Jimmy, was he? What results in a higher uptick of booking for you? A small cameo with a big celebrity, like your few lines with Tom Holland and Cherry, or one of your TikToks that goes super viral?
I mean, the results for that are as superficial as it is more followers. When you're able to connect yourself to either like a A-list celebrity or like a big viral video, your views go up, your followers go up, and that's just more opportunity for people to find you, which is more opportunity to work.
Well, there you go. Like it's a numbers game.
Hmm.
Grace Newton question. Does one need to be wary of wearing brand names or names of organizations on their clothing when making TikTok videos? Interesting question.
Only when you're making like branded content, because a lot of these times when I'm like partnering with like one of these companies, they're very clear like you can't be wearing any brands, things like that. But as far as like your general TikTok, yeah, you just do you, as long as it's not anything like offensive or controversial. Yeah, you wear whatever you want.
Okay, I have an answer to that conversation we were having about the milk that's not milk, and Jim Frank says they have to call it milk because they couldn't call it nut juice. But
Fair, very fair. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't
yeah,
look good on
yeah.
boxes. That wouldn't look good on curtains. Yeah,
Thank
fair.
you, Jim Frank. Thank you. Okay, Mike, I guess showing us a Manly Voxbox. I have that as a plug-in. I have an Avalon plug-in, and they're just very slight in there. Oh God! Oh, a welcome from Trey to the Traeger family here.
There we
Yes.
go.
And this is my second smoker, by the way. Just so you know,
Nice.
I've been doing this for a while.
You a veteran. I'm the baby in the game. I'm still wet behind the ears. I feel it. I feel
And
it.
speaking of barbecue, Terry Briscoe, my barbecue game is vicious.
We need to have a VO barbecue. I'm
We
telling you, we
well,
need to go
Uncle
and make it
Roy,
happen.
Uncle Roy has one every year out in New Jersey.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
And
right. That's right. Yeah.
I might have to set up a barbecue, a VO
There we go.
barbecue here in Los Angeles,
There we go. I'll
because
be there.
ain't nobody going to Cleveland.
You don't want to. You don't want to get hurt. Don't do it. We'll go to LA.
There you go. Johnny again, Dave, you, Sip, Tasker, Pape, and so many others keep that gift alive. Oh, thank you. You're all your own versions of Don. Well, you know what? He was a great example of what a human being should be. I always say he was number one in voiceover, but he was a better person than he was a talent. And that speaks volumes. LC, it's Ribs Fennoy. Gonna be a new franchise. Hey, guy.
There
You
you
know,
go.
my father was a veterinarian, and he ended up, he had a his first black veterinarian to have a private practice in Cleveland, Ohio.
Really?
But of course, we were gonna go broke because in the hood, you don't bring your dogs and cats to the vet
Yeah.
until they're damn near dead.
Yeah.
So he went to work for the USDA as a meat inspector, got to travel the world, and when he retired, he was in charge of South America.
Really?
But his barbecue game was
Yeah.
untouchable. I used to tease him, Dad, if this whole veterinarian government meat inspector thing don't work out, you can open a rib shack.
You got a future in them ribs. You got a future in them bones, boy. There you
No,
go.
I'm telling you. Venus Crude, I like that, Stefan Johnson. So can I create a page and you shout me out? I'll see.
There we go. There we go.
You
Well,
know,
I'm always, I would just say you create your own content first. Let's see where it goes, and if you need help from there, then we'll talk. We'll talk.
and I don't know why these women are like that, but well, hell, Stefan, shot me out, LO.
Oh man. There we go.
What's
Hey,
next?
we'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Tisha Marie, Stefan, how do you maintain social media balance? It's a great way to connect with folks, but sometimes can be draining. Do you post daily or record several within a day and then distribute content throughout the week? That's a very, very good question.
Yeah, the latter. What I will do is I'll have what's called shoot days, where basically I'll take like if my Sunday's majority free, I'll film like 4 or 5 videos and scatter them out. A lot of the times the creative juices are kind of just flowing, where I'll be inspired to make a video every day, and then I'll just be kind of building up that bank. Um, and as far as like the draining part of it is, you just got to stagger it. If it starts being a job, you won't do it. You know what I mean? We don't need another job that we hate. You just got to make it fun and easy for you. You don't have to post every day. Post twice a week. That's enough consistency. These social media algorithms just want to see some remnants of consistency. And if your consistency is twice a week, that'll be fine enough.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Do you ever take notes? You had an idea, but you're not going to have time. It's not one of those days you're going to shoot. Take note. Oh, I should do this. I should do that. So, okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, I have like video memos I do on here. What I'll do is I'll just like turn on the camera and I'll literally just say next countdown idea, the top 5 ice cream truck treats. I want to talk about this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I'll even like if I have a joke in my head right then and there, I'll just like joke, joke, joke. You know what I mean? And then record it, and that's my taking notes.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this for everybody. When you have a great idea, do jot it down or record it because I promise you, even though you tell yourself, oh man, that's a great idea, I'm going to remember that. You're
won't.
not going to remember that.
Never fails.
Never fail. Oh, what was that great idea? Oh man, I could have made a million.
Yep.
Linda Baker again. Yes, great advice that I took from you. Oh, okay. Record yourself just chatting with friends. That's your signature voice. And I like what you said, Stefan. Whatever that thing is that you do, take it from 10 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
What's going on, boss?
Thumbs.
Man?
There you go. There you
Roderick.
go.
Good to see you.
And BZ.
My boy. My
Okay.
boy down there in Trey in Vegas.
Okay,
There
well,
you go.
and here's that troublemaker Trey. So, do we need a VO barbecue group? You know what?
Yes.
I-
Yes, we do.
And Trey, that's a question. Why did you put an exclamation point there?
He was shouting it. It was a statement.
Posed as a question.
Yeah.
Mumbo sauce on grilled chicken. I'm telling you. Okay. This has turned into a cooking show, everyone. A barbecue show. Speaking of which, Maurice A. Scott, the barbecue sounds good as long as it's real barbecue. Okay.
There
So
there you go.
you don't want mystery meat or pseudo meat.
No. Right. No Salisbury steaks or anything.
Going to Cleveland this weekend. Oh, there you go. All right.
There
All
we
right.
go. We'll eat.
And one of my earliest childhood memories was wondering why my parents settled in Cleveland. I just felt like we could have been in a real city.
Hey, city. I mean, Cleveland is on a renaissance right now. There's more, venues, and the acting scene is up. It's coming.
If you're
It's trying.
downtown or out in the suburbs.
Yeah. You're right.
Now, I tell you what I did like. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get this question. We'll go back to Cleveland.
For
LC brought us, hey, Dave and Stefan, do TikTok and YouTube story time effective for getting attention as VO actor? It's a little jumbled, but she wants to know, does it get you attention? I was thinking about creating some animated fun stories.
Yeah, it definitely gets a lot of attention. If you are doing it right, doing it with some form of consistency and making good content that people can engage with, that's kind of the big thing. Whatever content you make, just make sure it's engaging, because you want to make sure people complete the video, and you want to make sure people comment on the video, and you want people to share the video so your platform can grow. It's got to be engaging.
And Venus Crute, sorry, Venus. You know I'm reaching out, LOL. And
There you go.
Is that a warning?
It could be a threat.
Threat.
It could be an invitation. You know,
We
who
don't,
knows?
we don't know. We don't know. Philip Williams, how do you start out on your fabulous journey in VO? Now, see, you should have been here right at the beginning. We went through this, but I tell you what, I'm not going to make you answer that question again. But go to YouTube about 10 minutes after this is over. It'll be up. And all the Ask Dave Fennoy videos are up on my YouTube channel, Dave Fennoy Voiceover Training. So there. Ha! Ha! Oh, my buddy. Jim Frank, question. Would it be tacky to have my logo contact info at the end or in the corner of my TikTok vids?
Not at all. That's just good marketing.
Yeah, that's just good marketing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that wasn't even a question for me, but I knew the answer to that one. Thanks, gentlemen. Until tomorrow. Oh, Robin Orr, brilliant. I like using the voice note feature. There you go. Johnny again. Dave, did you say there is a VO barbecue held in New Jersey? Yeah. Uncle Roy does it every fall. And I forget what date it's coming up, but you get with Uncle Roy, you might get that invite. Oh, God, here's that troublemaker again. Trey. I was excited.
The faux pas.
Pardon my grammatical
so fancy.
Yeah.
A little pinky up faux pas.
Yes.
God, Trey.
Well, he went to school.
He went to school, unlike us.
Oh, no, I went to school. Do you know Hawkins School in Cleveland? Mm-hmm. I went to Hawkins.
Okay, cool.
I was one of the first black kids to go to that school, and
Nice.
it was interesting. And at the same time, one of the best things that ever happened to me. Terry Briscoe, I recorded myself. I know you meant to say I recorded myself having a conversation with my best friend. It's a game changer. I be telling y'all this. No, so often we really don't know what we sound like. We don't know the real music of our own voices. And I'll say this again. It's one of the things I say a lot teaching. Our job is actually to translate the written word into the spoken word. They are two different animals. And we are not beholding to the writer. The writer is beholding to us for carrying those words where they need to go in a way that he can't. All he can do is write. That same thing you run into problems with emails and text messages and whatnot. How loud is this person talking? They write in caps by accident and you think they're shouting at you. We don't know the emotional and attitudinal context just from the writing. We as human beings have to bring that. All right, I got it out of my system there.
There you go.
Chris Lewis, hiya boys. I'll bring the sous vide tank. Sous vide tank?
Sous vide.
Sous vide. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to chip in on the ribeyes though. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I actually just bought a sous vide about 4 months ago, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Now, is this where you boil the? What is this?
It's like the water bath. Yeah, it's not. You don't reach quite boiling, but it's like a consistent water bath that thoroughly cooks the meat all the way through, enhances the tenderness, the marbling of the meat.
And then you sear it after that.
Then you finish it, and you sear it. Yeah.
All right. I didn't know what it was called, but I knew what it was. Venus Crute. LOL, thanks for the correction on my name, Dave. I appreciate it. I know. There a while back, I don't remember if it was in a class or someplace, and I mentioned, Venus Crute. And she came back, it's Crute. And sometimes you've gotten in a habit of saying somebody's name.
For sure.
Oh, it's terrible. Mm-hmm. I so apologize. Here we go. Venus Crute again. Uncle Roy's the first weekend of October. And of course, with us talking about it here, he's going to have a whole bunch of people just descending on his place that he had no idea they were coming. LC, I'm just trying to get through these as fast as I can. LC Bros, great advice, Stefan. Oops, about earlier typos. Making your videos all in one day and then just uploading them day to day is way better. I hear people getting burnt out from viewer follower demands. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Coolness. Well, listen, my brother, Stefan, this has been you never know how Ask Dave Fennoy anything is going to go. We got some great information. We had a lot of fun. Some of us made fools of ourselves in a good way. In a good way. I was thinking more of me. We got to pick on Trey.
That's always fun.
That's always fun. That's always fun.
Yes, sir.
And who knows? There may be an LA barbecue, VO barbecue, in the future.
Please, let's do it.
I'm gonna have to see about doing that. Let's see.
It'd be dope.
All right. Well, listen, Stefan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was so much fun, and I look forward to watching more of what's the next TikTok video going to be about?
Well, the next video is probably going to be a full sit-down food review. I got actually a new video set in the next room, so I'm going to be taking it for a spin. And I'm also going to do the Hot Ones Challenge on YouTube pretty soon, so keep a lookout for that.
Okay. And before I let you go, something I meant to mention, you have a great website.
Thank you.
If you're somebody trying to put together your voiceover website, did you do it yourself?
No, actually, my manager, Celie Segal, she, she's really good at the branding, and she hooked me up with that.
She's great at the branding.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to put together a website that works, I'd stop by Stefan Johnson's website. It's really, really, really good.
I appreciate you.
And with that, I'm going to let you go, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I will be watching and disagreeing probably sometimes with your food choices, but
as is life. I invite you.
Yeah, but listen, you got to learn to put the cereal in the bowl first and then pour it.
I'm an old man stuck in his ways, Dave.
Okay.
I'm an old man stuck in his ways.
Now,
so
well,
that's going to change.
The old this gray hair.
I don't have the silver locks yet, but I got like 8. If you look right here, I have like 8 or so. There we go.
Well, I started going gray in my 20s, so.
Oh man.
Well, I'm only 37.
I believe you. I believe you, Dave.
All right, let me get out of here before we get into trouble. Stefan Johnson, everybody. TikTok King, more than 7 million viewers, and a great voiceover talent who is doing everything he can to get even better. Want to thank everybody for stopping by. Hope you had as good a time as we did today. These live, of course, on my YouTube channel, Dave Fennoy Voiceover Training. I hope you will follow, and if you're interested in voiceover lessons, coaching, davefennoy.com, click on the Study VO tab and book yourself. And I will see you next week, and until then, book something.